Using the new Cursor Composer 2.5 model and Gemini 3.5 Flash, let's try to build this app for iOS. It is an app that allows you to add a list of names, shuffle or sort them, and spin a wheel to pick a winner at random. I previously created this application using Opus 4.7 as well as GPT 5.5. So here is the Opus 4.7 version in Bitrig. Cursor Composer 2.5 was just released yesterday, and Gemini 3.5 Flash was released today. So we are going to try them to build the same application using the same prompt you see here. So that is how the app works. Once a winner is chosen, you can remove the winner and spin the wheel again to choose another winner. You can add entries, you can see all the winners, and under settings, you can set, for example, the spin duration, sound, haptic feedback, and more. So I'm going to copy the prompt. I have already created two Xcode projects. So if I open Xcode, you can see here, we have Gemini 3.5 Flash Wheel of Names. I also have another project called Composer 2.5 Wheel of Names. We will use Gemini 3.5 Flash in Google Antigravity. So this is the new version of Antigravity. If I click Antigravity and select the option about Antigravity, you have noticed here I have the version 2.0.0. So with this version, you get the UI that looks like Codex. So what we are going to do here is to bring the Xcode project. I'll go to the left panel and click this folder to create a new project. I'll select the option New Project and add a folder. We have Gemini 3.5 Flash Wheel of Names. I will open it. I'm going to paste the prompt here and send it. As you have noticed, it is analyzing my content view and other files in the project to start building the application for iOS. I will proceed. So while this one is going on in Antigravity, I'm going to open Cursor and start working with Composer 2.5. I'll change the model from Opus and select Composer 2.5 and paste the same prompt. Over here, you have noticed I have already opened the Xcode project I showed previously. So we can now send the prompt and move between the two projects. It seems like it has updated the project. It wants to use Xcode build to run the project with the simulator. However, we can run it also directly in Xcode. So let's go to Xcode. We have Gemini 3.5 Flash Wheel of Names. It has more errors than I anticipated. It is mixing an import for combine. So let's apply it. I will then go ahead and run it through the simulator. You have noticed here, I have iPhone 17 Pro Max selected. So let's run it. The spin button is covering the names, but let's test the other items on the bottom bar. We have the contestants, and here you can add a new entry. You can shuffle them or sort them or add names in bulk. The black text on this background doesn't look really good. I have added one name more. So let's go to the wheel and spin it. You have noticed that works really great. We can shuffle and spin it again. We can now remove the winner. So you have noticed we now have 8 contestants. I'll shuffle the list and spin it again. I'll remove. Now we have 7 contestants. As you just noticed, the Gemini 3.5 Flash version works really great. It has all the main features. Let's go ahead and check that of Composer 2.5 in Cursor. That seems to be also ready. It wants to use the command line to run the simulator. We can also open it directly in Xcode. So here is the UI of Cursor Composer 2.5. Let's try and test the functionalities. We can go to the toolbar and click this button to shuffle the entries or sort them. Then we can now spin. We can remove the arena and try again. The UI isn't really good. Over here, it lacks a pattern, and in the toolbar, the black title on the background isn't great. However, we have all the main functionalities. I'll shuffle again and spin. I'll remove the arena, and now we have only 4. So if we go to entries, I think we can add more entries here. I'll shuffle them and spin it. We can also customize the UI further by setting sound effect, haptic feedback, and more. Under history, we have all the previous winners. So both Composer 2.5 and Gemini 3.5 Flash did great job to add all the main functionalities. However, with this one, it has some UI issues. There is no padding here. The title color doesn't look great on the background. For the wheel, you have noticed it is more positioned on the right edge of the screen than the left edge, so it is not at the center of the screen. But this is something you can fix easily. But we just wanted to test how good the models are to build an app like this one.